and what are the drivers. And it's not so surprising to us when you see the Chinese basically shutting the Western markets down. And that was one of the reasons coming here. We have other discussions on government side with the Australian embassy being very supportive. We had a very closed door discussion with the team on the ground. I think they're making wins with the US administration as well to support the entire sector, Australian sector, to really solve a problem that the US manufacturing industries are facing, and that combined also leads to opportunities when it comes to funding. And I think we've mentioned that we have a live grant application, and certainly it's not a secret that we are in discussions regarding our expansion project at Mount Carbine. So, and again, here in Washington, you meet all the large defense-related end users and programs that they've put out in Europe, but also in the US. We're talking about an addition of 2 million shells. I personally have worked also with defense companies in the past, and have a bit of an understanding. The 155 artillery ammunition is one of the demand drivers for tungsten, with the penetrators of, let's say, carrying around 6.5 kilogram per shell, and you see 2 million tons of production capacity added. And this is exactly where you come to the numbers of 15,000 tons additional tungsten demand. This is what the US Army and European defense companies would like to have up and running, latest by end of 2026. And we are sitting with them and discussing supply and what they nevertheless appreciate, and that kicks doors open, is the fact that we have 2 operating assets, and our project expansion in Mount Carbine is Brownfield. We've highlighted that many times. We do have the equipment sitting at site, ready to go, ready to be put up, and within 6 to 8 months, we can deliver. There's certainly stocks held within the supply chain. I believe that these stocks are close to be withdrawn entirely in the coming weeks. They won't commit delivery before probably the end of the third quarter. That's the information that we have. So everybody has to accept delays in terms of supplies, new supplies. The Chinese are cutting the output quotas. The government is reducing the quotas, the production limits that they set for the industry, because they likewise consider tungsten as a defense critical raw material. And it's in both markets, in and outside of China. It's a situation where I wouldn't be even able to tell you how the market looks like end of the year. We only know that the supply side is a problem. Therefore, our pure focus is really on getting our projects up and running, and let's say to the level that we have expected for. We are very happy with the recent development, and Spain is sitting in at 30,000 MTUs. There's still another 10,000 to go. And there's certain policies, and I would assume already in place since Trump 1.0. And the feeling that I get here from Washington is that the anti-China campaigning and policy is probably getting stricter and stricter. So what we have seen already under Title III, that's a very important program, effectively managed by the Department of Defense. And we have just in the last 3 weeks have seen 2 tungsten projects in Canada, both individually received $15 million in grant money, and up to the ambassador himself. I had a very good dinner at his residence with his team. What we are emphasizing is that the same amount of money, $15 million, you effectively double the output from Australia with regards to tungsten, and that within 6 months. And I think that's the eye-opener for everybody here on the ground. The demand drivers are defense investments by the US government, and that's a multiple of what the Europeans are investing in that space. The US market will be the driving force, so it won't be a problem to find customers here, existing customers that we have, and they are all, as I said, have been expressing their concerns in all the meetings that we had. They ask how can we accelerate our developments at our projects, and we have a pipeline. It's Carbine, it's Aloro, but also Wolfram Camp, I think, is a very interesting asset. It has been in operation for some years, that the Australian government, now that the election is over, expected stability. Feel very positive for the ongoing negotiations that the ambassador Kevin Rudd has here in the US with the US government. Look, I think they have it on number one on their agenda, and they want to help us to also get, again, more projects out of the ground. We are industrial people. We understand the supply chain. We brought 5 customers to the table, signed $100 million of offtakes, multi-year collaborations, Between the teams, we just had Kevin receiving Marsan's CEO, Ashley, in Spain as well, to discuss, opportunities and align certain technical parameters that can benefit both sides. We do the same with Elmet. We help them to get the concentrate refined into a quality that suits their needs in order to support the defense orders that they have received. So I think that gives us a top spot at the table when larger strategic programs are being discussed. When it comes to Saloro, I think these are now mini steps upward. We have gained 25% quarter on quarter last year. Carbine, again, once we hit the high grade zones, then we have significant uptick in output.